there will be signs. But you see, the thing about healing is that it rarely announces itself. It's not dramatic. It just whispers, I'm here. You hardly notice it, but there will be signs. Welcome back to the Infinite Carousel. My name is Promise, and here we talk about real growth, the messy, the beautiful, the imperfect kind. When you've truly healed, you begin to see your story differently. Instead of asking yourself, why did this happen to me? You start asking yourself, what did this teach me? And that question marks a powerful transition from suffering to wisdom. It's a powerful transformation from the old you to the evolved you. Maybe you were that person who used to replay conversations and ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? You replay the betrayal, the loss, the disappointment. But now you are more curious about who you became because of it. That's perspective. That's healing. That's growth. You begin to understand that closure is something you decide to give to yourself. And this is not about being unbothered or detached. It's about being free from resentment, being free from needing closure, and being free from trying to make people see your worth. One of the clearest signs that you have truly healed is when your compassion returns. It's when you're able to think of the person who hurt you, and instead of anger, you feel understanding. It's not approval, it's just understanding. You understand that people act from their level of awareness. It doesn't mean that you invite them back into your life. It just means that you no longer seek revenge or validation. And it means that you're no longer chained to your past. You're no longer chained to stories of your past. Because it takes a lot of courage to say, I release you. I release me. Compassion isn't weakness. Compassion is strength refined through the fire. When you've gotten to a point where you no longer seek approval or validation or revenge, that's the sweet spot. You reclaim your energy. You remember your worth. And that's liberation. Another sign is the return of joy. Because healing doesn't just end in pain. Healing restores your capacity for joy. It's when laughter feels natural again. It's when you can dance and not worry about who's watching you. It's when silence feels like peace, not punishment. You know, when you've healed, you begin to notice the small things, the sunlight through the curtains, the smell of coffee in the morning, the sound of the rain outside. You notice the little things. You find joy in the little things. And you notice these things because you are present. And being present in the moment means that you are no longer distracted. You are no longer performing strength. You are living it. You are just embracing being a human being. Everything feels normal again, and joy is your new normal. True healing is not just emotional, it's also spiritual. It's when you stop doubting your ability to recover. It's when you trust yourself again, your boundaries, your decisions, your instincts. Maybe in the past you might have questioned everything, questioned your decisions, questioned yourself. Am I overreacting? Did I make the right decision? Am I asking for too much? But now you have learned that your intuition is not paranoia, it's protection. It's God's protection for you. Now you know that your standards are not walls, they are gates. The gates that God, who has access to you, who has access to your energy. Because when you've healed, you move differently. You don't chase, you don't settle, and you stand in the quiet confidence. The quiet confidence of someone who has been through the storm but still chooses peace. That's a healed person. There comes a moment in your life when your story is no longer your wound, but it's wisdom. You start using your story to help others. And you start telling your story, not because you want to relive it, but because you want to help guide other people. When your strength becomes your service, when your endurance becomes empathy. You want to help others, not because you are perfect, but because you are the proof. And this is how you know that you have healed. When you want to share your story without shedding a tear, when your voice doesn't shake anymore. This is how you know you have healed. When you want to turn your pain into purpose, when you use those scars as a map to guide others home to themselves. That's true healing. There comes a moment when you stop looking back. When you catch yourself mid-laughter or mid-sentence or in the middle of a plan, and you realize you haven't thought about the person or that situation for weeks or months, when you haven't forgotten, but you are remembering differently. You finally understand that healing is not about forgetting your story. It's about remembering the story from a different perspective. You realize that you can dream again. The fear has left you. You look forward to a brighter and beautiful future, not because everything is perfect, but because you have changed. Healing is beautiful. Healing is liberating. It brings clarity. It brings maturity, and it brings peace. If this message resonated with you, I hope you understand that healing is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your new chapter. So keep going, keep softening, keep elevating, because the carousel keeps spinning, and at every spin, you are choosing to become a better version of yourself. So I hope you choose peace and clarity I will see you in the next video.